carefully. This isn't just another speech. This is a wake-up call. This is for the one who's been betrayed more times than they can count. For the one who keeps giving chances to the same people who keep proving they don't deserve them. For the one whose heart is too big and whose silence has been mistaken for weakness. I'm talking to you. You've got a light in you that some people can't stand to see shine. They come into your life smiling, praising you, pretending to be friends, pretending to care, but deep down, they're not clapping for you. They're competing with you. They're not building with you. They're studying you just to use what they learn against you. You need to understand something painful but powerful. Not everyone who sits at your table is there to eat with you. Some are just there to watch you starve. So today we're going to listen to me carefully.
That was raw. Damn.
This isn't just another speech. This is a wake-up call. This is for the one who's been betrayed more times than they can count. For the one who keeps giving chances to the same people who keep proving they don't deserve them. For the one whose heart is too big and whose silence has been mistaken for weakness. I'm talking to you. You've got a light in you that some people can't stand to see shine. They come into your life smiling, praising you, pretending to be friends, pretending to care, but deep down, they're not clapping for you. They're competing with you. They're not building with you. They're studying you just to use what they learn against you. You need to understand something painful but powerful. Not everyone who sits at your table is there to eat with you. Some are just there to watch you starve. So today we're going to talk about the 6 most dangerous people you must avoid, because keeping them in your life will cost you more than peace. It'll cost you purpose, destiny, and everything God's been preparing for you. Let's begin before it's too late. Number 1, the one who pretends to support you but secretly competes with you. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy is not the one standing in front of you with a weapon in their hand, but the one sitting beside you with a smile on their face. They wear the mask of a friend, they echo your dreams, they nod at your victories, and they blend into your circle like they belong there. But deep inside, there's a storm brewing in their heart.
Yes.
One made of envy, comparison, and silent rage. They don't want your success, they want your position. They don't want to see you rise, they want to rise above you. And they're willing to fake loyalty just to stay close enough to watch your every move. They'll clap when the lights are on you, but the sound of their applause is hollow. They don't cheer for your breakthrough. They're terrified of it. Because your shine reminds them of the places they've failed to grow, of the chances they never took, of the potential they buried beneath fear and laziness.
Yes.
So instead of facing their reflection, they target your light.
Yes.
And what makes them so dangerous is that you trusted them. You let them in. You believed they were for you. But they were always in competition with you. They study you like a blueprint, not to learn, but to imitate. They take notes on your wins, then try to duplicate your path, hoping to beat you at your own game. And if they can't keep up, they start to sabotage. Suddenly, they question your motives, undermine your ideas, and find subtle ways to plant doubt in your mind. Are you sure that's the right move? Do you really think you can handle that? They pretend to be concerned, but every word is a seed of insecurity. It's not support, it's sabotage in slow motion. And when you achieve something great, they don't celebrate. You can feel it. Their eyes shift. Their energy gets quiet. Their compliments sound like backhanded slaps. You're lucky things worked out for you. I've been thinking about doing that too, but better. See, they can't just be happy for you because your success reminds them of the race they feel like they're losing. They treat life like a scoreboard, not a journey, and even worse, they think your progress takes something away from them. That's the root of their sickness. They believe your light dims theirs. And so they compete with you in silence. They copy your ideas, try to outshine your work, and act like they're chasing their own dream when in reality, they're just chasing yours. They don't want to build something original. They want to beat you at being you. And the tragedy is that you once thought this person was family, a brother, a sister, a soul you could trust. But slowly you begin to feel the shift, the conversations change. The support becomes conditional. They only show up when it benefits their image. They ask questions not because they care, but because they're gathering information. You feel like you're always being watched, always being measured, always being compared. And when you do better, they shrink. Not because you hurt them, but because your growth exposes their stagnancy. And that's what tears them apart. They hate that they needed your success to feel like a failure. You didn't compete with them. You were too busy building. But they turned your journey into a race you never signed up for. What's worse is they'll never admit it. never say out loud that they see you as a threat. No, they'll hide behind fake smiles and empty congratulations. They'll repost your wins, tag your name, even show up at your events. But it's all for optics. Deep down, they're waiting for the moment they can say, I'm better than you. And that's dangerous. Because you don't see the attack coming. You think they love you. You think they've got your back. But the truth is, they're just keeping score, keeping tabs, counting steps. And every time you climb higher, it doesn't inspire them, it enrages them, because they're not rooting for you to win. They're praying for you to slip. And here's the heartbreaking part. Some of these people won't be strangers. Some will be family. Some will be people who've seen you cry, held your dreams in their hands, shared meals at your table. But behind those kind eyes was a quiet competition you never agreed to enter. And that quiet competition will rob you of peace. You'll start to shrink yourself to protect their ego. You'll silence your excitement just to keep them comfortable. You'll downplay your blessings because their energy turns cold whenever you speak of joy. And before you know it, you're dimming your light to keep their insecurity from casting shadows. But let me tell you something. You were not created to shrink. You were not built to hide. You were not placed on this earth to walk gently so that others could feel tall beside you. Your wins are not accidents. Your elevation is not up for negotiation. And if someone can't clap for you with a whole heart, they don't deserve a front row seat in your life. It doesn't matter how long they've known you. If they can't celebrate you, they're not with you, period. So how do you recognize this kind of person before the damage is done? Pay attention to their reactions. When you're hurting, they show up. But when you're winning, they get quiet. Watch who leans in when you struggle and who disappears when you rise. See who shares your joy without jealousy, who gives without keeping score, who claps when the spotlight's on you, not because they want to be seen, but because they genuinely love seeing you shine. Real support doesn't compete, it doesn't compare. It doesn't count your blessings like they were meant to be theirs. Real support stands beside you, not behind you with a knife. And if someone's love shifts based on your success, it was never love. It was convenience. Now, I know it's hard to let go of people you once trusted, especially when you've built history, especially when you've shared moments. But emotional loyalty to someone who is secretly rooting against you is the fastest way to lose your peace, your power, and your progress. You have to protect your purpose. You have to guard your gift. And sometimes that means loving people from a distance, even if it hurts. You don't owe anyone access to your future just because they were part of your past. You don't owe anyone the right to walk with you simply because they started with you. Growth comes with separation. Elevation comes with exposure. And every time you rise, God will reveal who's really with you and who was only there for the ride. And here's the truth no one wants to hear. Sometimes their competition isn't even about you. It's about what they lack. It's about what they buried. It's about their own unhealed wounds, their own ignored calling, their own fear of stepping into greatness. But instead of facing that truth, they project their pain onto you. They turn your progress into a problem. And when people don't have peace, they resent those who do. Your light reminds them of everything they ran away from. So don't take it personal. Don't internalize their jealousy. Don't let their brokenness make you feel guilty for being whole. Your blessings didn't come cheap. You fought for them. You bled for them. You prayed, cried, sacrificed, endured. And no one has the right to resent the favor you work for. So if someone in your life is constantly trying to one-up you, if they can't genuinely celebrate your victories without shifting the attention back to themselves, if their love is laced with envy, competition, and control, it's time to let them go. Not with bitterness, not with revenge, but with clarity, with strength, with the understanding that not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. You don't have time to drag anchors when God is trying to elevate your wings. You don't have time to explain your light to people committed to staying in the dark. And you don't have time to be less of yourself just to keep others comfortable in their mediocrity. Because here's what they don't know. While they're watching you, competing with you, measuring your steps, you're not even playing their game. You're too focused, too locked in, too committed to your calling. You're not running toward a spotlight, you're running toward purpose. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your success doesn't come from comparison, it comes from calling, from obedience, from faith. And no enemy, no fake friend, no jealous spirit can stop what God has already written over your life. So stop shrinking, stop explaining, stop waiting for them to understand. You were never called to be understood. You were called to stand out. You've got too much destiny to waste your energy on secret competitors. You've got too much power to be dimmed by insecure souls. And you've got too much purpose to carry people who can't clap when you win. So move forward, walk boldly, and remember, the people who are meant for you will never compete with you. They will compliment you. They will protect your name in rooms you're not in. They will lift you without resentment, and they will love you without keeping score. That's real, that's rare, and that's what you deserve. The rest, let them watch from a distance. Let them compete with the version of you that no longer exists, because while they're playing games, you're walking in greatness. And nothing they do can stop what's already yours. Number 2, the one who drains your energy but never refills your spirit. There are people in your life who don't come to steal your money, your things, or your dreams. They come to steal something even more valuable, your energy, your peace, your joy. They walk into your space not with violence, but with need, with heaviness, with empty hands and open mouths, always asking, always taking, never giving. And the most dangerous part, they do it quietly, so gently that you don't even notice the weight they've dropped on your shoulders until your knees start to buckle. Woo! These are the people who never fill you up, but always expect you to pour, who show up with problems, but never with solutions, who need you constantly, but are never there when you need them. And they're dangerous, not because they're loud, but because they slowly drain you until there's nothing left. You become their therapist, their motivator, their safety net, their emergency contact, but you can't even count on them for a simple, how you doing? You give and give and give, hoping one day they'll give back, but they never do. You start to feel tired after every conversation, heavy, empty, like you're pouring into a bottomless cup that was never meant to hold water in the first place. And deep down you feel it. This relationship is not balanced. It's not mutual. It's not life-giving. It's a one-way street where love, energy, and time only flow in one direction, toward them. They call it friendship, they call it connection, but what it really is emotional vampirism. They feed off your light, but never bring their own. They crave your strength, but never ask if you're strong enough to keep carrying them. And when you finally slow down or get quiet, they accuse you of changing, of pulling away, of not being like you used to be. But the truth is, you're just tired. Tired of being the strong one. Tired of being the one who checks in. Tired of being the only one holding the foundation together. You're not withdrawing. You're recovering. You're trying to breathe in a space that's been suffocating you slowly. And the painful reality is, some people only love the version of you that gives without limit. The version that never says no. The version that sacrifices your own peace to protect theirs.
Yes.
But the moment you set a boundary, the moment you say, I'm tired too, they vanish.
Yep.
Or worse, they guilt trip you. I thought you were better than this. You've changed. No, you've awakened. You've realized that love without reciprocity is abuse dressed in kindness. And this kind of person will disguise their dependency as connection. They'll make you feel like you're their lifeline, like they can't make it without you. And that can feel good for a while. It can make you feel important, needed, valuable. But over time, that need becomes a chain. You're no longer helping them out of love. You're helping them out of obligation, out of fear that if you stop, they'll fall apart. And here's the truth. They will. But not because you abandoned them. Because they never learned how to stand. They never learned how to pour into themselves. They never built the muscles to carry their own emotional weight. And instead of growing, they've become dependent on you staying small just so they don't feel alone in their struggle. That's not love. That's not support. That's imprisonment. That's bondage. And it's costing you your joy. You find yourself avoiding their calls, dreading their texts, bracing yourself every time they come around. Because you know what's coming. The drama. The complaining. The emotional dumping. And never once do they ask if you're okay. Never once do they stop to pour into your spirit. They just keep taking, assuming you'll always be there. But you are not God. You are not a battery. You are not built to be drained. You are a soul, and your spirit needs refueling too.